Joe Evans, Liquid Vision's Tattoo Studio here in Columbus, Ohio. Today we are going to learn how to paint from start to finish a predator mask. This mask is a latex mask, open mouth of course. It is produced, sculpted, and made by Scott Marshall in Canada. So yeah, we are going to show you how to happily make this character, and hopefully it'll be a good one. We're going to prep the mask. The very first thing to do is just give this thing a washing. What I've chosen here is just a mild detergent I happen to have on hand. Mr. Clean with like a Dawn dishwashing detergent. To take a scrubber, scrub the mask. Pretty firm and everything. You want to get all the release product, the powder, everything off of this. Just like a rubber balloon. You can take paper towels, quickly dry this. If you have any spots, like any creases or something like that, you can just use a blow dryer here quick. Otherwise, just make sure it's thoroughly clean and dry, just like the rubber balloon sound. And it'll be off to the painting. Thank you. Hello again. Next step, we are going to do the prep work. This stuff is called flash. It is what's in between the molds and everything, the excess latex. What we'll do is if you take a sharp pair of scissors, any ones will do. What you want to do is just cut finely to as close as the mask as possible. As you see, this is fairly quick and easy. You can use a Dremel to get, we will use a Dremel to sharpen up the excess flash that's left over that the scissors cannot get. So this is pretty quick and easy. I've done it before. Don't be scared to get as close, cut quickly as you like. A lot of the sharpening of the scissors, since the latex is so thin, you can just push forward. See, just like that, and there you go. If you do want to use a Dremel, just get any kind of regular Dremel. Get the sanded end. You can use any various speeds. And what you want to do is just go in. You can see that's a little rough, but at least it cleans it up. You don't have to polish it or anything. Actually, when you put it all together and paint it, you cannot see any rough seams whatsoever. This is what you should have. Very quick, very easy. Next step, what we need to do is cut out the eyes. If you're using this as a static prop or anything, whether it's latex or resin, you do not need to remove the eyes. But if you do want to have this as a wearable latex mask, you're going to have vision, of course, and you're going to have mouth breathing apparatus. It's up to you. It's very uncomfortable. If you do not want to take away the hole for the look of the face and everything, the mouth, you don't have to cut it, but it will be very, very, very hot and uncomfortable in this process. What you do is take one new X-Acto knife. Be very careful. What we want to do here, start at the seam and puncture down and kind of make it like a little sawing thing. And you don't have to really do it very hard, well, at least firm enough. And pushing down. As you see, it's very quick and very easy. If you'd like, you can go in, once again, take a Dremel inside the mask. Cleaning off any of the latex. You should have a nice clean eye like that. As we start here, we make it just a sharp incision and press down very slowly. It's not a race to see how quick you can get it out, but how accurate you can get it out. Press all along within the guidelines of the mouth. Just cutting very slowly, accurately, going down. You'll hear yourself cutting through also the backing foam that gives the predator its shape. Just gently grab and remove. If you have a spot like this, it's really easy. This last step, I'm right-handed, so got to flip it. Folks, there we go. That is how you breathe.
Rolling.
Okay, folks, what I'm going to do is lay the base coat down. I've already done a pre-mix, so it's always keeping this bottle. It is the Liquitex Unbleached Titanium, and it is thinned down with Createx Flexible Adhesion Promoter, brought to you by Createx. This is Tim Gore's Bloodlines Adhesion Promoter. Like I said, best stuff. It dries really quick. Always a water soluble cleanup and stuff. Shoots really quickly. Like I said, I do 1-to-1 mix with the paint with that. All we do, we do a light coat. Actually, probably about 20 pounds of pressure to really get it out there. With this, I'll leave the back off open at full throttle because I lightly missed it. I'm not trying to heavily cake this on because, like I said, there is a flex promoter in there, but it doesn't have to be heavily on there. As you're doing this too, try not to get the holes. If you do, it's not a make or break deal. The glue will adhere to the paint very nicely. Maybe a once over. Catch any spots that you think might be thin. Once again, we're not trying to make this as thick as possible. We're just trying to make it solid as possible. There should be your simple base coat. Next up, if you want to speed up the process, it actually generally would probably take 30 minutes, 40 minutes of stuff. But here in Satori, we are just wanting to speed the process up a little bit. So if I want better dry time, I use it's an industrial heat gun. Be very careful using this, not only to burn yourself or you're going to lay it down. How long to hold to the paint. This, I don't know the degree temperature, but I know it gets red hot. What we want to do is go back and forth, and you'll notice as you'll start to see the sheen and the shine draw from it, that is actually all the moisture drawing out. You should have a relatively matte sheen finish once this is done. I put this on the lowest setting, and right out of the gate it is hot. And like I said, this may take about 10 minutes, but you're really speeding up the cure time by at least 2/3. You have the time and the patience. This works really good. And also, it is okay, the thing does not have to be completely dry. You can have a light tack to it. The colors are not going to bleed. They're not going to splatter. But you would want to make sure that this is dry underneath. 4 passes, holding about maybe 30 seconds each time and that is it. Will be our base coat. Like I said, it may have a little bit of tack, but it's yet dry enough to where we can start putting our layers on. And that's it. Hey folks, welcome back. Our first step is going to be Badger's Freak Flex Poisonous Plague Yellow. This works as your very basic base tone. And what we're going to do is about half a cup. And we're going to lightly mist the outer crown. And you're going to build up. You don't want to slam it in there real quick. You just want to lightly build up. And what we're going to do is build up the crown, the inner crown, his eyes. It almost is going to go to a V pattern. Along the cheek here, just a little bit. And like I said, you're not blasting it in, you're kind of misting it in. Pull back a little ways if you want. Very lightly, almost round circular patterns. What you have here is the one side. We'll go ahead and blast the back, so the whole back. You know, you want that color of your base as you're building up. And like I said, just lightly do it. Just misting. You don't want any of these layers thick. And once again, I'm sorry I should have backed up. You do want the adhesion promoter added to all of your paint. I don't have any set up. It's at about 1-to-1 ratio to where it sticks. And fading out very, very subtle. Bring it about halfway to the cheek line. You should run down. Like I said, you just want to organically blend it out. Like I said, you don't want that huge jump from one color to another. It looks so fake. It actually really looks like you're trying to paint it. And there we go, folks. That is the first base. Welcome back, folks. Next step will be the raw sienna. You can actually use, it's golden. This is just great, ready to shoot out. What I've chose to use instead of the raw sienna, the full body, it would be the opaque, because it's still opaque, not transparent, but the raw sienna hue. It's a lot easier just to spray directly out. Once again, I've got that. Probably want to use about 30-40% of the Tim Gore's Bloodline Adhesion Promoter. We just take that, mix it a little bit. At first it'll seem like it makes it like a little whitish tint. Keep mixing it. Goes right back to its perfect hue of raw sienna. And once again, we are not wanting to blast this on. We'll start in here. And you kind of just build it up organically, little spots, just like this. Now the outer crown and stuff, you can pretty much overlap it. It is opaque, so it'll be solid. It's always nice to have your hues kind of overlapping and build them up the way they look more natural, organic. If you pull out a character to where the raw sienna goes over top of the first coat, it doesn't matter. It's all going to look natural in the end. And we still keep building from the crown. The crown you can do pretty solid like this, and you start to mist it in towards the crown. Or towards, I'm sorry, the center of the head. These little tight circles. Circles are the best thing because when you get there, you see it's more organic looking. Instead of just straight like airbrush color and look like a generic Halloween mask. That is not what we're trying to go for here, folks. As we go towards the side of the cheek, doing a light mist of the first in the back. As you can see, it's not heavy. I'm just misting it. that gets it all. That is part 2. Next up we're using, folks, will be the giraffe pattern and stuff, the browns. This is really great. It's by FW Inks. It's just burnt umber. Start out by, once again, misting the whole head, or the whole crown, I'm sorry. So we get a nice tone, what we like, I'm sorry. And once again, organicity is the main thing. Swirls. Don't be afraid to bring it out and everything. Just use very light pressure when you're doing it. It's going to get harder, a little more build up. As we start, I'm just going to make a little pattern here. And it always goes like a diagonal. Also be careful not to tilt your cup too far. Just little light circles. Just enough. If you want to darken off, you can also go in finer, give them a sharper edge. Come along the cheek lines. Once again, don't just do this noise. You want to sit there with about a medium airbrush pressure and kind of do like little circles. See, just very, not strongly, lightly at first. Back here, that's totally fine. But all up front, there's just little light gradient fades. And notice that you can pull the color all over the main, the first initial colors. You do that. Happy with your results? That's what you should have. Folks, there is one step I didn't do. You can still do it, and it helped too. Right here on the bleached titanium, it has that real strong white going to that. I found out a nice little mute is, once again, Badger's Freak Flex Rotten Tooth Tan, and it's very subtle. It's almost kind of like an in-between jump. I couldn't find a sand color that really would help. This is just something I did one day. And like I said, you don't have to do it. I like it myself. You see this side because it's just a little tan. And like I said, you're not covering up all of it. I'm not trying to like kill all, but I'm trying to put it in the in the creases of him. You can go in where all the wrinkles are and stuff like that. You have some shading full across his nose and that crease. So we're just going to have some shadows just very lightly and stuff. Also, that tooth, if you want, you can fade that up over and mute the spots, which is nice and everything. I generally just, once you get those circles, I'll put it up and down his creases. Yeah, it's just a little bit more to them instead of just that pure white right in the creases. You can see. There we go. That is all for that. Next up is, now most people do like the Predator of the burnt sienna, and then they'll throw the blacks over there. It gives more definition actually to the spots when you start getting up on the crown and stuff. I like my Pred just a little bit more on the brown side. I go with the Golden High Flow acrylics, which is really like the newer ones for the transparents. You just put some in there. Once again, a little bit of the bloodline adhesion. We'll just darken it up just a little. And once again, you can go in. What's neat, you just go in the cracks and everything. It's almost kind of like just giving it a wash. You see the little squiggles and stuff like that. You're just going along, just make it a little bit more darker edged instead of like the sienna. As you can see all my squiggles that I'm doing going the cracks. And you can mist it into the crown. A nice look. If you want it to be, always remember your light layers start from this, so your brown layers would be from underneath. That's what's going to give it the more realistic look, the way you look down. You can go in, shade in all that. That's not bad. Mostly what you still want is those transparent layers to build up. And shade in some of the sockets and stuff. And it literally is circles, squiggles. You even want to like build up your pattern to be infinity symbols. It still works. And if you've done everything correct, you should have at that stage. Our last step for the body paint will be FW inks, just black. Once again, since I do so much of the black for the Predators, I've got it pre-made with the Createx Timgore Bloodline adhesion promoter. And once again, they are done in like giraffe patterns and stuff. You can do it, and they all should be like focused in. And as you get closer in towards the head, they get smaller, the air gets more controlled, and you'll start having that pattern. I'm just going to show you the outside real quick. We will go to the inside, take a small quick break. So you've got the outsides. Like I said, I've been doing this so long, and they're never the same. If you're trying to be this artist that does your Predators same every time, you never grow. Always take chances and learn something new, whether it's an overlapping, it's a different pattern, something like that. There should be a relatively easy base of painting a Pred, but if you want to step it up and want some different paints, different techniques, that's totally fine. Probably pull it about there. You can have a dot. Just give it a more nice organic look. Little bit dots here and there. Kind of spread it out. That's about what you've got. And what we're just going to do, we'll come back and you'll see the other side. You've got this, and you want this side to wind up like that. Welcome back. This is what the black pattern looks like. Like I said, I stress once again, you can add as many as you want. If it looks creative, really jumping out at you, that's great. We always just want to concentrate on the pattern here in the eyes, and the flow towards the front of the face and the neck. So what we're going to do is now go in and make some hues. As you see on the Predator, he does have some shading spots and everything. It is not black. And what I use is, once again, my favorite stuff. It's by Golden. This is called Transparent Shading Gray. And once again, this is almost like a hue buildup. First start, it's like, just in a little bit of crease. And you see I'm just building up a little bit of shading. Just kind of like little modeling patterns and stuff. You'll see we're starting to get that breakup of him. Once again, there's those little spirals, organic patterns running across his brow, something like that. You'll see it's transparent. That's where it's great. You go in, and you can make little squiggles along his brow line, across his nose. That. And also see this mutiny of the yellow that's left over that wants to jump into that white pattern. I do this kind of like a deepen in the sockets, especially that bridge of that nose right there. It's really good. Going to creases. See some shading there. Pull it off and everything. You're just going to like little cracks and stuff like that. Once again, as you misted, like say the brown and everything, you can go in, do some shading. All underneath here. Especially what you want. It's nice because it's a shading in where his creases are and stuff. You'll finally go in, see some creases there. Gives nice definition in his wrinkles without having to use black. All along there. Same thing front. These are nice and important too if you want to do a little bit of shading over his mandible now, along the jawline. Folks, if you're pleased, that's what your result kind of should look like, just to. Thank you. Okay, folks, now we're going to do the mouth. Once again, my interpretation doesn't make it right, makes it easy and presentable. Wicked, once again, by Createx. This is called Driscoll Tone. Basically, it's just a warm flesh. It's not too rose. It's a nice neutral flesh. So what we're going to do is lightly mist it. You don't want to go overboard. When you build up your translucency layers, you go in, see like that for the top. And once again, little circles until you build up the desired transparency. Come out to your edge, little circles. Look nice and organic. Go along to the full jawline. If you want to make them stronger, you can go in between the grooves and definitely fill it in. It's a little darker. It's not bad. You need to pull along the gum line. Just a little quick fade. Go in, darken it up. All along where your grooves are. You don't want to paint it all solid, just flesh. Go in your dark grooves like this. Build them up. Lots of little circles, But that is the first layer. Hey folks, what we're going to do is for the darkening in, like the veins, the deepening, to bring out the flesh, the Badger's Freak Flex. It's called Pink Eye Burgundy. It's almost like a really warm brown rose. Which means you're going to go in here and just build up your values. Say working on the tooth arrangement. And there is the mouth. It's not too rich. It's a little bit nice and organic looking. You've got the subtlety of the veins. If you want to go in with a brush and hand lay the veins in, you're more than welcome to it. So this is just a nice quick tutorial. We're back. We're going to show the teeth. First, you use this water-soluble primer. I think it's from Createch or Badger. It's called Stynylrez. It's quick. It's easy. It's dry. You can use it through your airbrush. This comes in all various sizes. Here I've already primed them, and I've already laid the base coat down. But you're going to go back to the unbleached titanium. For the teeth and everything, for the yellowing, you're just going to use golden, the yellow maple hues. Once again, this is still not a pattern to where I'm just going to lightly do it up to the crown. Kind of do a little spiral patterns and stuff. You don't want to make it pure yellow. You don't want to make it, little too little. Just don't want to look like plastic teeth or something cheap. And when done, like I said, you should have just a little yellow base coat. Next color we're going to use for the darkening of the teeth is golden. It's burnt umber light. This will just, with this, we're going to use, once again, the spirals to build up a little bit of, while fading it out, I'm going to give in those cracks just a little bit of texture. And after painting the teeth, go back in with a little black. Deepen in some. Add some more spots to the mandibles. A little shading. Just when you use your basic CA glue, and spray the zip kick right into place. Gently put up there. Hold for a second. And then the mandibles will go in with a little bit of rotten tooth tan. Go back in with more burnished shading, blend the two together, create some more dots to blend the mandibles together. Black out some of the teeth, a little bit more decay. folks. One open mouth predator. With said finished product, it is ready to wear. See, it's very pliable. It shouldn't paint, it shouldn't chip or wear under normal wear duress. This is a nice matte finish, light sheen. A lot of people like to have a lot of gloss at it. You can use any basic non-yellowing, flexible, clear agent you can find at any participating hobby stores, and you want to lightly do it. You don't want to make them look like, a wet toy or anything. I really get the teeth, the gloss of it, his eyes, but overall, you just miss them. Be careful not to saturate once again. Probably is advisable to have ventilation, wear some kind of protective gear. That is it. If you have any questions, feel free to email us, watch for other videos.